Thursday, 25th, 2014. I am Melissa Kaju. Good morning and welcome to Let's Talk Sports. Hey guys, welcome back. LTS, Let's Talk Sports. And I'm trusting that you had a safe and probably restful or enjoyable, or maybe you more into the hype. So I hope you had a great Republic Day yesterday as the entire country. You know, we enjoy celebrating holidays here in Trinidad and Tobago. So today's show is going to be a little different. I'm going to be talking with a gentleman who knows almost everything related to sport, but more so football. With me today is James Baird, and he is a Scottish footballer, and he's the president also of the West Indies Football Committee. So welcome to the program, James.
Thanks. It was great to be here.
And of course, they didn't have a face per se for some of the games, but they would have heard you doing most of the commentary, and they hear your voice, so I don't have to say which one of the guys it would have been. So we know the James Saunders, and of course this is James Baird, and two different personalities, two different men. So welcome again to the program. Now, football though, I just want to get to know you a bit, James. Give me a bit of information about you, when you started football, and why football?
Well, I probably started maybe around 5 or 6, but as a professional I started around 14, 15. That was when I signed my first professional contract, and I played really for around 14 years up till now professional. And it's been a long career in a sense, yeah.
14 years, okay. And you said you started professionally at 14. What club did you?
Well, I was actually with Hearts and Hibs, which is the two Scottish rivals, so I actually went from one to the other, which is a bit of a no-no, but I did do that, yeah.
And were you received well by the other team, though?
I think because I was young, it wasn't such a big thing. If I had been one of the senior players at the time, it probably would have went down very bad.
Betrayal. Yeah. There you go to the next side. And why football, though? I mean, there's tennis, there's so many other. I love to ask athletes this, just to see, what encouraged you?
Well, ironically, I actually played every sport up until that age. I swam for Scotland. Wow. I played basketball. I played hockey. Played football. Played golf, and I had to choose which was the best fit for me, and probably maybe got pushed a little bit into it with my parents a little bit, but because if you had asked me beforehand, I would have never had the dreams at that time of being a professional, because maybe I just didn't think I was good enough, or it wasn't, maybe, I wanted to be a fireman when I was younger.
Right, the dream would have been different as a boy. And of course, sport is something every child plays until you decide, hey, I'm good at this. And of course, your parents would have probably encouraged that as well, maybe you should choose one and stick to one. Right, so you said at 14 you played for the club, and you played for them until what age?
Well, I only played for them for about a year, and then I went on to Livingston, which is kind of my local club in a sense. They were playing, I think it was 2nd Division at the time.
Right.
And then we won 2nd Division and 1st Division, but then I left as they went into the Premier League, yeah.
Okay, nice. So, all right, so I'm just tracking your history here of you coming into football. Right, so after, and till what age did you stay with that club before transferring?
I went to Alloa, which was probably around 2.5 years later.
Right.
And then I kind of floated around a few other clubs. So, actually, I've been kind of called, in a sense, like a nomad, in a sense. I seem to go from club to club.
Right.
And I think it was because I love to experience everything. And to the extent I played all over the world. I played in 3, maybe 4 different continents.
Right.
I did not want to, yes, you could stay and make lots of money, but I was more interested in experiencing everything there was out there in football.
In terms of football. And I like that in terms of, I know some people may be watching and saying, why didn't he stay to one? Or maybe they might say, maybe not that good boy, why the club didn't keep him? But I think it's nice that you decided, okay, I'm not going to get locked down or pinned down to, I belong to this team, and you do a Rooney special, you stay committed to that team for the rest of your life. And of course, football is something that takes you all over the world, and you got that opportunity to go to different continents from there. And right, so give me after that. Let me track the process.
As I say, from going from Alloa to Stenhousemuir to a few other lower Scottish teams, I really then got the bug of I want to go abroad.
Right.
And I got the chance to go to Denmark, the Faroe Islands. I went there the first time, and I didn't really like it, to be honest. Being away from home, it was real difficult. I came back, and then I had a little spell, I think, with Gretna. And then I got a chance to go down to England, and I played down there. Enjoyed it, but then I said, you know what? I've got to give this foreign thing a try again. I went away, and I got the chance to actually come to Tobago.
Nice.
Because I was playing in the English Championship, and when I came to Tobago, I had played with some Trinidadian footballers, so I knew a little bit about it. Didn't know too much, and it was more like a kind of a big jump. Right. And although the money was nothing like I had been making before, it was probably one of the best years of my life. I really enjoyed it. I met my wife there.
The benefits.
Yeah, and as I say, the only drawback was it was about 25 players all in one house. It was kind of a strange environment to get used to, but it was a really good year.
Right. So let me just get into that. So you're accustomed with, let's say, with the English clubs, you had your own room, your own everything, but now you had to share with 24 of them, man.
Yeah, well, I went from living in a five-star hotel in Blackpool.
All right, don't say it's a what.
To living in a house with 25 players, and it was a huge contrast to me. I mean, and even when I got off the plane, I remember coming off with all my designer clothes and getting up and getting taken straight to a field to play a game, and it was like, wow.
Yeah.
No, I'm not really ready for this. And it took a good few months to really get used to it, and especially the temperature difference and things as well.
How would you say you were you really accepted by the team? I have to get into that, you know.
It took a long time, probably near the end of my contract, yes, but there was a few hiccups along the way that I remember playing a match in Trinidad over here where we beat, I think it was North East Stars, and then I got dropped for about 4 games after that. And to this day, I don't really know why. There was a lot of things floating around. I don't want to say them necessarily on the air, but there seemed to be some kind of a little bit of a problem with a foreign player playing for the Tobago side. But as I say, that's water under the bridge, and Tobago really is a second home for me in a sense now.
And of course, I mean, you're Trini now. You know, you're married to Trinidad, and you're automatically adopted into the Trinbagonian family. All right, so you went on, you played for, with that side at that time. Of course, you said you met your wife. And I'm sure, I'm assuming a few years after that, you guys got married. And of course, I know you have a son.
Yep.
Yeah, right? In terms of, if you had to compare, not per se styles, but let's say you had that experience in England, and of course, well, Scotland, and you come to the Caribbean, what would you say is a major difference between the two? Not necessarily in terms of where you stayed, but actually play on the field.
In the football side of it, I think Trinidad has a lot of talent, a lot of raw talent. That's the term I would use. It's just sometimes maybe lacks a little discipline.
Right.
And also the simple things that maybe when we were back home we would work on every day, like your touch, passing. I think here it's more players. When I first came, there was a lot of dribbling and things. So that was a big contrast. And also the players here seemed to be, it was quite a physical game, although England is physical too, but it was a different style. It was more strength in terms of headers and cross balls and that kind of thing, where England, you try to knock the ball a bit more in a sense. But different as I say, because I'd played with Trinidadians, I knew a little bit about that.
Right. And of course, every place, the Spanish, they have their style of football, that whole samba thing going on. We have a little more aggressive style of football, I'll say it for you. And of course, the English, you know, they're about the knocks and possession of the ball. So I guess everybody has a strong point. But at the end of the day, if we can look at the clubs that are out there that are actually, you know, on top of the tables, maybe there's something also we can you know, admit as Trinbagonians, even the Caribbean, you know, and adopt. So we're just going to take a short break, and we're going to come right back and talk some more about football. LTS, let's take a break.